Okay folks, so here we are back at home from the Central Florida Orchid Society auction, in which I had so much fun. And this is actually part 2, the sequel of that orchid auction, in which I'm going to be unveiling to you guys exactly my beloved treasures that I did win at the orchid auction. But before I go ahead and do that, I did want to explain to you just a little bit more information about the Central Florida Orchid Society auction. Now, this event does take place annually, meaning that you can expect to attend this function once a year. Also, this event is very important to the Central Florida Orchid Society for the simple fact that the monies that they actually receive from this auction goes right back to the organization for what they need throughout the year. So this helps them in financing events, activities, and also other requirements that they would need. And one of the things that I do love about this event is the simple fact that it is so easy to maneuver in this environment. There is no stress and no frustration. They have a great system in place where everything is 1, 2, 3, and again, they take away all the stress. And another thing that really sticks out to me about the Central Florida Orchid Society and also their event is for the simple fact that you guys are just so very thoughtful, considerate, and provide excellent service and also care. Now, if you've seen my last video, my part 1 to this, I did show you guys the layout, the buffet of food and also treats and also beverages that are provided throughout the entire day for the attending public. And I thought that was just awfully nice of you guys to be able to do that and be that considerate and thoughtful of your guests that come to your auction. Okay, so if you guys watched my prior video, and if you didn't, shame on you, but I'm going to give you the opportunity to do it now. Go ahead and click on this link right here. So in my last video, I did ask you guys to guess exactly what I got at the auction. And if you watched that video closely, you would have seen that I did leave you guys some hints. So I'm going to go ahead and play some footage from that last video. See if you guys can catch those hints and see if you guys can guess correctly, of course, before the actual unveiling.
Who's got 40 bucks? Look at this. How many plants do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 plants. Cindy Banks, Bill's Choice.
Oh, that's a really good.
It's a really good one. It's got 2 little babies coming off of it.
And as you can see, I have my serious face on here. This girl means business.
40 to 90. 18, 20, 22, 22 to 190 to 91.
Woohoo!
You can see the flowers. It's amazing. It's got 3 kikis on it. Who's got 34? Who's got 30 bucks? 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 60 bucks.
So did you guys guess yet? Did ya? Did ya? Did ya? Well, let's go ahead and let the unveiling begin now. That's right, I'm just being a little bit nosy, trying to check to see what everyone won, because these are the winning bins. And I'm actually looking for mine as well, but I guess I'll have to be patient until they bring them to me.
That's gonna be fragrant. Those are fragrant.
Oh yeah, they're beautiful. I don't really see BB Palmers like that.
Palmers, yeah. That's big name.
It has like a greenish tinge to it.
Yeah.
Is it from you, or you just seen it? I
from
love
Woodman
it.
Orchids, I think.
Okay. So I do have some breaking news for you right here and right now. The message off the wire has just come in, and that message was that there is one particular individual out there that actually guessed exactly what I got. And that individual is Mr. Kevin Lopez. So Mr. Kevin Lopez, because you were so in detail at deciphering the codes on that video, I do want to send you something special. So if you are stateside, please go ahead and send me a personal message with your address, and I'll be sure to get to you a special gift. Thank you so much, Mr. Kevin Lopez, for following my adventure, and much love to you. And here they are, right here, my treasured finds, and oh me, oh my, Are they some biggins or are they some biggins? You're right, they are some biggins. These are humunga dunga, both standing at about 3 feet tall. And if we also take a look, they also have some keikis as well. So these are my brand new babies, although they are not babies at all because they have been grown for many, did I mention, many years. But they are my prized possession. Oh, and let me not forget that I do have one more. This in particular is a Dendrobium. So let's go ahead and take a closer look, find out exactly what they are, and find out why I love them and I adore them so much. Okay folks, so this is the first orchid that I did win, and this is an orchid that I've been wanting for quite some time now. And this orchid right here is a Dendrobium muscatum. And this orchid right here actually resembles either a Dendrobium nobile or also a Dendrobium anosmum. And this Dendrobium will actually bloom off of leafless canes. And the blooms are actually an orangey type of yellowish color and having markings that are rusty and brown-like in color. A very furry bloom and also having a cup-like or bowl-like shape to its lip. A very unique looking bloom and one that I love so much. And I did pick up this dude right here for $22. So I believe it's a great deal on this Dendrobium as well. What do you think of having it mounted in my Dendrobium tree right here? Probably right there somewhere. What do you guys think? Do you think it'll be a nice addition to my Dendrobium tree right here? Okay, so this one right here is one of my most favored finds, and this is a Vanda Cindy Banks Bill Choice. And you guys know exactly how crazy I am about the Cindy Banks. I actually have another one of this that absolutely almost blooms all of the time. So indeed, this is one of my favorites, also known as being very fragrant in its blooms, heavily spotted and very bold. Now these blooms right here in particular are all faded, so yeah, they are running out of time here. But I've shown many blooms off of my other ones that indeed I know you guys have already visualized just how beautiful and how bold these blooms are, and also very fragrant. Now the downfall of the Cindy Banks is the fact that the leaves are not as sturdy as your regular Vanda, and as a matter of fact they can be quite fragile. So if you get a Cindy Banks, especially one of great size, it is important that you keep it out of heavy winds and safe and protected, because indeed, again, the leaves are a little bit flimsy, but you know what, the blooms just really make up for that, indeed. And if we take a look over here, let us take a look. It has two nice sized keikis as well. So indeed, this was quite a treasured find right here, and I did spend 40 buckaroonies. That's right, only 40 buckaroonies on this beautiful gal right here. Now you know why this is such a treasured find for me, and such a great deal as well. And even though the blooms are fading on this one, if we take a look right here, I don't know, can you see that? Because it is coming into spike yet again. Bravo, big gal, bravo. And last but never least is this one right here. And as a matter of fact, this is my most favored one right here. And this is supposed to be a Mimi Palmer. I do have my doubts about that, and I'll talk to you exactly why I do have my doubts about it. But it makes no difference because it does not take away from the fact of why I love it so much. And this is a Humunga Dunga Wunga standing at 3 feet tall, but over 3 feet, maybe almost even 4 feet tall. But as we take a look right here, you are seeing a keiki, but if we take even a closer look, I don't know if you could see that, but there is also another tiny keiki that is growing right there as well within this big mass of roots. And if we take a look at the inner axil of this stem area, you are seeing just quite a huge amount of these remnants of spikes, these old spikes, prior spikes. So indeed, this is a consistent and very reliable bloomer right here. And as a matter of fact, even right now, with these blooms fading, and she has 2 spikes that are beginning to fade. But she is also currently in spike as well, even right now. And if we also take a look right here, you will also see remnant of older spikes as well. Indeed, 2 of them. So this has already bloomed prior, even at this small size. This is a blooming size offshoot right here. Now let's go ahead and take a close look at those blooms, even though they are beginning to fade, but it'll give you an idea of why this is so spectacular and why this is my favored find of the day. And I actually don't know how well the color is coming off on this camera, but this blossom definitely has a green glaze overlay, and it's kind of greenish, almost silverish color, and it's on top of that purple. Definitely very beautiful. Kind of gives it a greenish iridescent glow. Such a wonderful and beautiful big bloom on what's supposedly a Mimi Palmer. I just wanted to do a size comparison of the regular Mimi Palmer and also the Mimi Palmer that I won at the auction. As you can see on the left hand side, that is my regular Mimi Palmer, and on the right hand side is the one that I won at the auction, and it actually dwarfs the regular Mimi Palmer. As you can see, it has a lot broader, wider, more rounded and fuller petals and sepals, opposed to the regular Mimi Palmer, which is a whole lot smaller. So in size comparison, it actually doubles the size of a regular Mimi Palmer. And again, the petals are just so much fuller and just quite a more beautiful appearance in the one that I won. And as we take a closer look at the blossom, I don't know how well you're seeing this, but it definitely has some speckling in there as well. Some very tiny dots amongst that very heavy tessellated pattern, that cobweb pattern that beautifully shines through in this blossom. Definitely lots of patterns in this blossom. And check it out. Check out that tongue area. Has kind of a rusty brown, reddish, yellowish color also in the center of that throat. Very beautiful, very waxy, and somewhat of a thick texture to the blossom. You're also noticing a lot of rippling in the bloom as well. Definitely nice ripples in there, as you can see. Very beautiful, beautiful and unique bloom on this Mimi Palmer. So again, if this is a Mimi Palmer, this is quite an exquisite example of what one should be. So I am so very happy and so very proud to have her. So yes, this massive orchid right here with keikis is my find of the day. And for 55 buckaroonies, guys, you cannot beat that with a bat. And let me not forget that I did win this right here. I did purchase a couple of raffle tickets, and yes, I got this very nice hanging clay pot. Also inside has a number of things. These are some dragonfly colorful clips right here, multi-assortment of clips, very cute. Also got this media. It's a mixture of media. You see some coal particles, also some coconut husk particles. So it's just an assortment of potting media right there. Also some fertilizer, as you can see right here, and a tag. So I'm all set to go to start a potting project. So what do you guys think with my wins? Did I make out like a bandit or did I make out like a bandit? I believe I did make out like a bandit because I did win some pretty amazing stuff right here at that auction. And I will be going back. As you see, I'm an annual attender here, or at least I've become one. And indeed, you just never know what you can find at the auction. And sometimes you can find some orchids that are not so widely available to the public. And indeed, I think I found that today. Also, if you guys are interested in finding out more information about the Central Florida Orchid Society, definitely check them out on their website. Thank you guys so much, and as you guys already know, I truly do love and appreciate each and every one of you guys. And that's a wrap, folks. I will talk to you guys later, and I'll also grow with you guys later as well. Bye-bye!